Welcome to a brand new getting ready for summer series that I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks in the garden, getting everything ready for the summer. As you can see from the state of the patio, we're not exactly barbecue ready yet. So I'm going to be doing all the various jobs out here in the garden and getting things ready for the summer. A few of the things are just general maintenance stuff that I do every year, like cleaning up all the green on the patio, getting this grass restored to some sort of order, because this is just getting ridiculous now. Don't you agree? I've got a couple of whiskey barrels that have just been sat in the yard for a couple of weeks, and one of these is getting made into the new patio table. I've also got this reclaimed sleeper and two new sleepers, and I'm going to be building a new garden bench to replace this one, which is getting a little bit tired now. Hello, mate. Hiya. Leave. There's also various bits of painting to do, including these fences, which, to be honest, this is probably the last year for a lot of these panels before they need replacing next year. Quite a lot of them are rotten, but we'll paint them and make them nice for this year, and then we'll replace them next year. Also the fence on this side of the garden, which is in absolutely great condition, but just the bottoms just need touching up with a little bit of paint. And then the back door, which is in reasonable condition, but it just needs the paint touching up, because you can see all of these scratches and marks on it, but just needs a quick coat of paint, get that freshened up. I'm going to be testing out a few products to try and get rid of all the green algae stuff on the wood and the brickwork around the house. Round the back here doesn't get a lot of sun because it's shaded by the house, so it just turns green pretty much instantly every winter. You can see it here on the brickwork, turning a bit green. This wall probably needs repointing at some point, but I'm probably not going to be able to do that until next year. And then I just need to get this patio all cleared and sorted, good clean, and then we need a few things like some new cushions for the egg chairs. I'm going to buy some covers for them so we can just leave the cushions on all the time, and yeah, just generally get this all smartened up a little bit. Leave. He's ready for summer now. So first up is the job that I've been wanting to do for quite a few weeks now, but it's pretty much rained every time I've come to do it, and that is getting this jungle of a lawn sorted out. The grass is in pretty good condition, considering it gets a bit of a battering from a certain someone. But I'm going to get it cut, get its first cut of the year done, and then we'll look at getting a few of the patches reseeded and hopefully get it nice for the summer. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. This lawnmower is a bit of a trooper, to be honest. It lives outside just under this cover all year round, and last year it started first time, so hopefully this year it'll be the same, but because I'm filming it, it's probably not going to work. This is just a Mountfield mower with a Briggs & Stratton engine on it. And like I do every year, all I'm going to do is put fresh fuel in it, start it up, and hopefully it starts, but yeah, we'll see. So there's the fresh fuel in it. Spilled a little bit on the path, but be right. Get that put to one side. Fuel cap back on. Hopefully this will start first time. Come on, mower. The pull on this is a bit knackered. This genuinely started first pull last year. Typically, I just turned the camera off I was going to take the spark plug out, make sure it was getting spark, do all that stuff. Give it one more pull and it started. So I've whacked it back off. Now hopefully I'll pull it this time and it'll start. But the camera's back on, so it probably won't. What'd I tell you? Come on, Mower. Hey, there we go. So I'll give this a cut on a fairly high setting. I don't want to take too much off of this when it's so long. So I'll take it off, just sort of take the main mast down, and then over the next few weeks I'll get it shorter and shorter, and we'll hopefully get the lawn back looking all nice again. Another little test for these Bluetooth ear defenders. Not that this is insanely loud, but it's good to protect your ears, and it's also nice just to be able to listen to some music whilst cutting the grass, even though it's only a 5-minute job. But yeah, still doing the review of these, so keep an eye out on the channel for that coming, but so far been well impressed with these. So yeah, that's the first cut done. I cut it all pretty high, other than I went around the edges and just did it a little bit lower just to get the bits that were on the path and the bricks and stuff. But you can see that I haven't even filled the bag. Probably half a bag of grass there. Whereas when you look at the length of it, there was easily at least a bag's worth of grass. So what I'll do is I'll give this a few days, and then I'll drop it down, cut it a little bit shorter, and then keep it fairly short over the summer. I'm not a grass expert, I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but it's what I always do, and it always seems to work all right. This is one of the patches, as you can probably see, that needs a bit of seeding. This is the really wet area over the summer, and it also gets sort of trampled on and stuff, so I'll probably sort this. I'm gonna maybe put a little bit of topsoil or sand on it just to sort some of the levels out, because it's a bit up and down. Get this reseeded, and I'll probably cordon this off so somebody doesn't ruin the seeds. And then there's a strip along the fence where he runs up and down, which I'm probably not going to bother seeding. It's not too bad, I'll show you that now. This is the top corner of the garden, walking back down along the fence line. And you can see there's like a few patches like that, but it's not horrendous. So I'm probably not going to bother seeding it. It was worse last year and it filled in a bit, so I'm just going to keep hoping that it keeps filling in and all ends up at least like this middle section. But if I'm to seed it, I would have to cordon this whole side of the garden off, and it's just a pain. And because it's not that bad, I'll probably not bother. But this bit here, you can see, is a definite big patch of mud, so I'll definitely get some seed down on that and level it, because you kind of can't really tell from there, but it's very sort of up and down in this corner. And if I can build this up a little bit, hopefully the rain will drain off down onto the patio and into this soakaway under there, rather than pooling in this corner, which is why I think the grass hasn't grown very well there. Next up, I'm going to get these fences painted, both sides. I'm probably not going to bother painting the whole fence because they're not in too bad condition. When I paint the whole fence, I use the Wagner sprayer, but to be honest, I'm not even sure it's worth it. I'm just probably going to touch the bottoms up with a brush and then brush in that side. I might blitz over with a spray, but to be honest, it doesn't need it. They're not that bad. I'm not going to do that right now because it's a little bit cold and wet, even though it looks lovely and sunny today. But I'm going to still do it in this video, so hopefully the next clip will be in maybe a week or two when it's warmed up a little bit. I'll be painting these fences. After a few dry days, I got to work painting the fences. I also added a coat of paint to this unpainted part of the wood and mixer store. Then I just touched in all the areas on the fences that needed painting. Like I said earlier, a lot of these panels are going to need replacing next year. So next year, when I replace the other panels, I'll do a full respray of both fences. With the fences painted and the grass cut, we could then move on to levelling this area and getting some seed down. Before levelling, I broke up the compacted soil a little bit with a fork, and then I used a mixture of sand and topsoil to get it level, just using a rake to roughly level it. I put some seed down and I raked it over again so that the seed isn't just sat on top of the soil. I cordoned off this little section so that Boss doesn't trample the new growing grass. I'll keep this watered regularly, but there's plenty of water also in the soil at this time of year. I actually seeded this whole lawn a couple of years ago after finishing the garden, and it took really well. This is what it actually looked like before we seeded it. Hopefully in the next month or so that area will start filling in really nicely, and I'll update you on the progress in a later video. Next up, we need to get the patio cleared, ready for cleaning. So in the next episode, I'll be making a bench out of the sleepers that are currently sat on the patio. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next one.